Hello, Mighty Lions, and welcome to a video tutorial on how to set up your Schoology courses with the non-negotiables that Mr. McAfee mentioned in this morning's Schoology 2.0 training. Now, if you were not in that training, it's fine because all of you should have gotten an email that details the non-negotiables that each of your courses need. So if you're watching this, you're probably unsure of what that is or just unsure how to do it. So I'm going to walk you through each and every one of these to make sure that you have everything in your Schoology courses that you need. I'm showing you an example right now of a course that has everything you need. So again, this is what you should have by the end of this video. You can obviously pause it at any time and go back and do it with me, or do it as yourself and then come back, whatever you need to do. But this is what our courses need to look like in Schoology. So the first thing we're going to do is add a link to your virtual class. Okay, so at this point, if you haven't set up your Google Meets and entered them into the form that you were supposed to, you're not ready for this. So you have to have that to be able to start. So I'm going to show you. So I set up this Google Meet. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the URL. I'm just going to control and copy. And then I'm going to go to my own course. Now, I don't have courses assigned to me like you do from the district, but since most of you already do, go ahead and go into whatever your first period class is. And then you can start building that course, and then from there you can copy it into your other courses or whatever. But for right now, just start working on one of your courses. You can always delete a folder if you didn't mean to put it there, so don't worry. Only thing you should not ever do is delete a course. Okay, so I'm in a course and I'm going to click on materials, and I'm going to delete that, so we're starting from scratch. Okay, so this would be what it would look like when you first start. So if I click on add materials, I want to add a link. So I'm going to click on this button right here, and I'm going to hit link, and I'm going to paste that URL that I just grabbed, and I'm going to say first period Google Meets. And then I don't want to copy this. This is the button where I could copy it, but I don't want to because this link is only unique to first period. So I'm going to click add, and just like that, I have the link. The same as the model version. Boom, easy. So of course, for your other courses, you would just grab the other links unique to those class periods. Next, I want to add my Bitmoji office or classroom. And so again, at this point, you need to have created your Bitmoji in order to do this. So I have, here it is. It has a ton of links, and I want to make sure that those links come over. I have a link to a video on Eduphoria. I have a link to the Spring High School website. I have sports schedules attached. I have the weather attached. I have my email address attached if you touch my Bitmoji here. I have a link to a Dave Matthews playlist. I mean, everything is linked, so I want to keep it interactive. And so if you haven't done that too, I challenge you to make sure that you have it as interactive as possible. And then I can't just put it in like this. So I have to go to File, Download, and then I'm going to save it as a PDF. I'm going to say that again, save it as a PDF. So that just downloaded. Now let me go back to my Schoology course. I'm going to click Add Materials. This time I'm going to hit, oh, where did it go? Okay, so I'm going to hit Add File. But I'm going to, so instead, last time I hit link, this time I'm hitting File, Attach Files, and then it should be right here. So Bitmoji demo, I know it's the one I was just on because it says right here, the time, and a picture sort of preview, and then I'll hit open, okay? It loads. Boom. Now, this one isn't necessarily unique to first period. So if I want to, right off the bat, I can hit copy to courses and get it in my other courses. For me, I'm not going to, but you can. And then hit add. Good. So the next thing I want to do is add my syllabus. And again, I'm just going in the order of the exemplar that Mr. McAfee shared. So I need to grab my syllabus similar to the way I just added the PDF. So I'm going to add a file. And another thing is you can also have your syllabus, well, you should have your syllabus linked to your Bitmoji classroom. So it's really just an extra place for students to be able to look. But nonetheless, I'll go to attach files, and then I will go to, I don't have a syllabus in here, but you will have a syllabus in your files. So I don't have anything on this desktop. That's a, have any Word docs? Let's see. So I don't have any Word docs on here, I don't think. It's a new computer. Let me see what I have. Okay, so I cheated. I downloaded Coach Weeks' syllabus so that I would have a doc to upload here. So now that I did that, I'm going to choose the syllabus. Again, I know because I just downloaded it. It's called Syllabus. And then if you want to wait, there'll be a picture preview. I'll hit OK, or open rather. And then again, I'm just going to add that. Okay, boom. So now 3 of the 5 things you need on the home page are already done. Super simple. So the next thing I need to add are 2 folders. One is going to be a Unit 1 folder, and one is going to be a differentiation folder. Super simple. I'm going to go to Add Materials. I'm going to add a folder. I'm going to call it Unit 1. And then you can also change the color. So if you want to color code it in any type of way, good for you. Go ahead. Honestly, it helps me. So if it helps you, do the same. So Unit 1 is going to be purple. Fine. You can add a description here. So of course you'll go in more depth, but Unit 1 will cover blah, blah, blah. And then you can add content if you needed to add an image or URL or anything. But this is really just the folder. So if you do that, you're going to want it to be published because Unit 1 is already rolling. So if you get ahead and you have other units you're posting, make sure to unpublish it so students aren't jumping ahead before you want them to. But in this case, I'll make sure it's published because it's Unit 1, and I will create that folder. Okay? And before I go into there's some things that Unit 1 folder needs, but real quick, we'll do this one more time. We'll hit Add Folder, and we're going to call this folder Differentiation. And let's say it's green. So however you want to describe that, your supplemental materials to the curriculum you're providing. Again, if you're ready to publish it, publish it. If not, unpublish it or set it to start on whichever day you want it to be available. And then I'll create that folder. So if you can just get this far, you've already pretty much had everything checked off that you needed. So we want to go the whole, we got to get the whole thing done. And I know some of you just want to be shown. So I'm going to go into my Unit 1 folder and I'm going to walk you through the rest of what you need. Okay. So there's going to be a bunch of folders within this folder. So what we'll do is we'll add a folder. And I want you to call this one Class Notes. Okay, add another folder. Call this one Daily Assignments and Quizzes. Create. Add another folder. Call this, I hate when I do that. Call this Homework Assignments. Add another folder. Unit 1 Exam Review Materials. Okay. Add another folder. Oh my God, I hate when I do that. Call this discussion questions. Add another folder. Call this assessments. Add another folder. Call this exit tickets. Boom. So now my Unit 1 folder is ready with all the folders that I'm going to need. Now I'm going to stop because I want to make sure that that was everything that was in Mr. McAfee's exemplar course to make sure I have everything. So everything's there. It's saved. But I'm going to go to courses. I want to access his course one more time. Okay, so I'm going to basically just check off. Yes, I added my link to my virtual class meeting. I added my Bitmoji office as a PDF. I uploaded my syllabus as a Word doc or as just a document. Then I made a folder for Unit 1. Then I made a folder for differentiation. If I go inside the Unit 1 folder, I see class notes. I made that. Daily assignments and quizzes, homework assignments, Unit 1 exam materials, discussion questions, assessments, exit tickets. So if we can get to this point, you're so close. So now from here, of course, you would go into your class notes folder, and this is where you could start hitting add materials, add file, and putting that work into those folders. So as long as you have the folders, you have the non-negotiables ready. If you have gotten to this point and done everything that we've done, you have your non-negotiables. So now it's just a matter of adding the content. Okay, so again, if you were in the training this morning, we went over this, but there's all different kinds of things that you can add. So in this case, for class notes, I want to add a file. And if you have things saved on your desktop, so you already saw how we did that, but some of you mentioned having it in your Google Drive. So in that case, you would hit import from resources, and then you see over here, I have to click apps, and then I'm going to select my Google Drive. Your apps are going to populate. And so these are class notes. So let's say these are my class notes. It happens to be your checklist for what you need. And then I'm going to hit import file right here. It's going to take just a second. And then wait for it. I don't know why this is giving me a problem today. Also, oh, this is a good point. If that was the first time you were clicking this, you're going to get this this screen right here that asks you to approve your Google Drive. So just go ahead and do that if you haven't already done so that you can access your Google Drive. Anyway, once you import it, oh, is it going? Let's try again. Once you import it, it's going to just dump into that folder. Okay, well, it will. So it's going to take it might take a minute, but it will dump into the folder that I was just in, which in this case was class notes. So if I go back, for you, you were working in either your first period or whatever period. So at this point, if you go to your course and you click on materials, this is what it should look like. Okay, so again, if you need any additional help, please don't hesitate to reach out so that we're all ready for day 1. Obviously, you can access this video as many times as you need to, pause, go back, do it at your own pace, help each other, and ask for help if you need it. All right, hope that was helpful.